Okay, in most Bibles, what you're going to have is translation and the translator's notes at the very least. I want you all to have a new RSV or NRSV, that just means the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible. Those translations include a translated version of the text, plus there are footnotes at the bottom. They're not footnotes on every page, but you can see here, there are footnotes at the bottom of the text where the translators have some information that's important about things that they had difficulty translating, for instance. So some of these translators' notes say things like, we don't really know what this word means, so we were guessing. Some of the notes are basically nice ways of saying we have no idea what this means. There are lots of words that translators don't really know what they mean. And if your Bible is a reliable translation, the translators are being honest with you about that. Some translations of the Bible do not have translators' notes, and they are hiding stuff for you. The ones that are, not hiding it, they should have information down here at the bottom. So for this text, there is text, right? This is the book of Genesis. It's translated into English from Hebrew, because Genesis is part of the Pentateuch or the Torah, which is part of the Tanakh or the Hebrew Bible or the Old Testament. It was originally written in Hebrew, and there's an English translation of it in the translator's notes. Now, other Bibles will have other notes on top of that, so that this is, for instance, this is a different translation. This is called the NIV, or the New International Version. This is an NIV study Bible. And because it's a study Bible, it has two sets of notes. Now, they make this clear. They have the text up here. They have the notes, the translator's notes there, and then there's a line across the middle of the page. All the stuff below here is not part of the translation. This is just the notes made by the people who edited the Bible. This is a commentary, basically, on what they think that this means. So, again, this Bible's got three things. The other Bible just had the translated text and the translator's notes. This has got the translated text, the translator's notes, and commentary on that text. Now note, the commentary is clearly divided by this line. There's the line that separates what the text and the translators have put in from the commentary itself. Some Bibles kind of cheat, and they don't draw a line between the commentary and the translator's notes, so that you don't know if what you're reading is really commentary or really what the translators have to say about the interpretation of a particular word. I want you to use the New RSV. In the New RSV, it's very clear what the translator's notes are, and if there's commentary added on, it's clearly separated or demarcated by a line from the translator's notes. So our next question, if you go on to the next slide, did the scribes copy accurately? And flat out the answer is no. We have different copies of different texts, and the copies are different. They did not copy accurately. This is something that we know. As a matter of fact, scribes did not copy accurately. Now let's look at a few passages here to kind of look at a couple of the issues that we have when we looked at translating from copies. Now, first thing, these passages that I have here, Genesis, 1 Samuel, Mark, Matthew, Romans, etc. These passages are from books of the Old Testament and the New Testament. They're not in alphabetical order in the Bible. They're in the order that the Christians and Jews put them in. So there's no easy way to figure out where to find them apart from looking at the table of contents until you get to know the book better. I can tell you that Genesis is at the very beginning. So if you look at Genesis chapter 9, verse 10, you can see, chapter 9, verse 10, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the domestic animals, and every animal of the earth with you, as many as came out of the ark. And then there's a little W at the end, and the W is a footnote. It says here, the Hebrew adds every animal of the earth. And what that means is that some of these texts have stuff that's added. Some of the texts are missing things.